I would start with my journey in sales. Over time, I realized that sales processes, the bottleneck, it limits the productivity of every company. The more I scale businesses, the more I saw that manual work was wasting time, and without smart automation systems in place, businesses simply couldn't grow without increasing the cost. My ideal clients are mostly founders, consultants, content creators. They're also in the small and medium sized businesses and as well as enterprises. Businesses should prioritize automation based impact. A lot of practitioners, the tech side of the business, they're fascinated with what AI can do. So, sales funnel optimization is also something that if you have a lead, how do you track them? How do you have customer interaction through the journey of looking to see what you have and what you can provide them as a solution? One of our clients, a fast growing e commerce SMB, was struggling with a lead generation, sales follow ups, ordering processing inefficiencies. Any business matter is to solve a problem. That's the point of the human touch. Most of the people are having this misconception, what about a human touch if we're going to have AI? If you're going to have a problem, you're going to go to a customer support or any problem solver. You just want to solve that problem, right? But I also teach, that's why Flowmax AI focuses on integrating AI powered automation across sales, marketing, operations, helping businesses scale without adding complexity to make it simple.
Hey everyone, I'm Aaron from Noka AI, and today we have a special guest with us, Justin, founder of Flowmax AI. He is an AI business transformation expert and mentor. So today we're going to be diving into how businesses can maximize productivity through automation, the impact of AI-driven workflows, and how companies, big and small, can leverage these tools to stay ahead. Justin, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Aaron, for having me here.
Firstly, Justin, can you tell us a bit more about your background and how you got into the automation space?
I would start with my journey in sales. And over time, I realized that sales processes are often the bottleneck of it. It limits the productivity of every company. The more I scale businesses, the more I saw that manual work was wasting time. And without smart automation systems in place, businesses simply couldn't grow without increasing the cost. So that's why I founded Flowmax AI to help founders, consultants, content creators, small and medium sized businesses, and enterprises to leverage AI powered in sales, marketing, and workflow automations so that they can maximize productivity, automate repetitive tasks, and of course, scale smarter. So, this is where my journey is.
That's really interesting. It's always cool to hear how people find their way into automation because it seems that everyone has a different journey. Justin, who is your ideal client and what challenges do they face when you're trying to automate their businesses?
Well, that's a good question, Aaron. My ideal clients are mostly founders, consultants, content creators. They're also in the small and medium sized businesses and as well as enterprises looking to scale but struggle with manual time consuming tasks that drain productivity. These are my ideal clients. And the biggest challenge that they usually have are they're very overwhelmed with making decisions because there's so many tools out there, but there's no clear way to prioritize automation that drives real productivity. This can another thing is also being disconnected with sales and marketing. Sales and marketing are one of the big pillars in any business. So inconsistent processes, bottlenecks, are slowing down businesses. So instead of focusing on the high value impact of the business, just because of this, because there's a disconnect, so it will slow down their businesses, costing time and also the revenue, the most important thing of the company. And of course, another thing is manual lead generation. Nowadays there's always a lot of tools that you can um, generate leads, and you can use AI tools for you to be able to do it automatically. And also the biggest time factor that will be wasting time for any sales activities is to follow up. So following up in sales without automation, leads are sometimes lost and follow-ups are delayed, causing missed revenue. So imagine if you don't have that in place. That's a huge challenge in any businesses. So that's why Flowmax AI helps these businesses automate high impact tasks to drive productivity. So teams would also spend more time on strategic revenue generating activities.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of businesses probably don't realize the challenges until they start automating. So having the right guidance early on this topic is it's crucial.
Yes, definitely it is.
How do businesses identify which tasks are best suited for automation, especially when working with teams or large organizations?
Well, businesses should prioritize automation based impact. A lot of practitioners, or even the tech side of the business, they're fascinated with what AI can do. But the biggest factor in any business is the impact. So the question is right now is what are the huge impact in any business? So for me, I have this three-step prioritization framework. So the first one is revenue generating task. So if there's no revenue in any business, I think any business will die. So sales and marketing is always the first, right? And under revenue generating tasks, there are probably some three examples that I could share would be AI powered lead generation, right? So when you're prospecting, that takes time. When you're doing outreach, that takes time, especially if you're going to be, if there's a way that you can automate that with a much more smarter way, then it will be a huge edge for your business. And second is automated follow-ups and nurturing. So when you're having prospects, you need to nurture them as well, right? They're not going to buy like straight away. So you need to build the relationship. And through this, with AI, there are ways that you can use emails, chatbots, and those are also AI driven solutions. But you have to also think that we also need a connector to do that. And we have Noka as well for that, right? And also we have a sales funnel optimization. So sales funnel optimization is also something that if you have a lead, how do you track them? How do you have customer interaction through the journey of looking to see what you have and what you can provide them as a solution, right? And the next part of the three-step framework that I would prioritize would be the high volume repetitive tasks. These are the tasks that usually can save you time, reduce cost. And examples for this would be the data entry activities. Like if you're going to manage your CRM, imagine if you have new clients, you need some time to put in all the CRM information, right? That takes time. But with AI, we do have a lot of saving time that we can gain. We have the scheduling, appointment booking, right? These are also things that we need in order to follow through. We have internal approvals and we have document processing, right? Like if you send a proposal, that is also something that needs to take time, right? But it's repetitive. It is repetitive. So what is the point of this is we want to save time. We want to reduce cost as well at the same time. Time is money. You're paying your salespeople or maybe your staff, your team. Every minute counts. So if they're gonna waste their energy in here, you will also be losing the chances of getting more revenue, right?
Yeah, so like finding the right balance between automation and human effort, it's important.
It is. It is important. And also the third framework that I have is we've done the revenue generating, we have the repetitive task. So now is more about customer experience, customer retention. So this is more about AI driven personalization. I'll give you a few examples. So we have chatbot and support. So there's chatbot and support right now that you can automate responses. They're answering FAQs, frequently asked questions, repetitive inquiries that can be just done by a chatbot. That could be also still personalization at the same time, but also not taking much of the bandwidth of your team, the time of your team to spend their time there. Journey mapping is also something when a customer starts to discover you and what is the journey on the next steps and a few steps, and you need to have that personalized, and we have AI for that right now. So can you see how amazing that would be if we can just and another example though is also if you're reviewing and having feedback requests. This is very important for any business. So you've delivered the good stuff, but nobody's telling good about you or your brand. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, which you can leverage this reviews, this feedbacks, this testimonials for you to build that social proof. I hope you like that 3 step prioritization framework that I have that I also teach. That's why Flowmax AI focuses on integrating AI powered automation across sales, marketing, operations, helping businesses scale without adding complexity to make it simple.
Yeah, that whole framework just makes the whole, like the understanding of what you're talking about a lot easier to like digest. It's a perfect way of doing it. How has AI driven automation changed the way businesses operate and scale?
I would say a couple of years, AI has really evolved. AI is transforming businesses. And there's this 4 key ways that I have identified
Okay.
with a lot of clients that I've encountered and engaged. And I think one of the things, in my opinion, is AI has leveled, the playing field of SMBs. Before, it was all about ruled by the enterprises. Enterprises can spend a lot of ads, can spend a lot of resources, and small business doesn't have those resources. So right now with AI, we do have that playing field that is all leveled and giving the chance more opportunities for small businesses. Another way is also AI has eliminated a lot of bottlenecks and increases efficiency. So there's a lot of manual work, there's a lot of slow processes, and AI has replaced those from that aspect. And then AI has also drive smarter data driven decisions. So imagine we used to have decision making in every business, like when we want to launch a new product, a new
Yeah.
campaign, anything that we want to develop in our business, we need to have decisions. But without any data, if we can't use any data, and some companies do have data, but they don't know how to use the data. So with AI right now, it gives you that real time business intelligence. So anytime you make a decision, you just have like a side coach or an advisor on your side, which you have AI. And another way is AI enables hyper personalization, and you can also do it at scale. So imagine before we used to have emails, but we're doing it manually. Right now, Like the personalization that we do used to do before was more about doing it just really manually. Like we need to change the name and all this stuff
Yeah, yeah.
for that particular person, right? But now you have an AI powered email, very personalized, even the content, and also it could be personalized with the customer's journey. So the person that is maybe buying from you or just new from you from day one, it's totally different. So the emails that they get are different from this customer. So that's the power of AI.
Yes, it's not even about just saving time anymore, really. There's like so much more to it.
Exactly. So the surface level, everybody's like thinking about just saving time, or maybe I can do this awesome automation. But the truth is, we need to look at the upper, maybe the 20% of the business that gives a lot of impact, or maybe even the 5% or the 4% of the business, which will really move the needle of any business.
Can you share with me real world examples where automation drastically improved a business's efficiency and reduced the costs?
Yeah, absolutely. I I do have this one example. One of our clients, a fast-growing e-commerce SMB, was struggling with a lead generation, sales follow-ups, ordering processing inefficiencies. So when you're doing order processing, that's like one big chunk of an issue of a company as well. It's something that is annoying at times, but you still have to do it. So powered with AI, we use a lot of automations, and these are very intentional automations from basing from what my framework is always going to be. We always start with the revenue generating. So conversion rates increase like 35% to build an AI powered follow ups, and it close more deals automatically, because sometimes when we um so in their case, they used to have lost clients because they're not able to follow up. So maybe there's a customer who asks a question, and no one can attend, no one can attend the question. Or maybe there's a question they can't answer right away, which leads to a delay, and the customer won't like to buy anymore. You know how e-commerce is, right? You need fast pace actions.
Yeah.
And also order processing was also decreased. The time was decreased by 50%. They used to do like the manual ordering fulfillment. So once you receive the order, you need to quickly fulfill the order to arrange the delivery and the logistics and everything. But with that, it just transformed with a 50% time decreased. Faster fulfillment led to higher customer satisfaction. So not only they have decreased the time of processing the orders, but it also helps and builds the customer satisfaction. And another thing is also the customer inquiries. Remember I told you earlier, when they would ask some inquiries about a product, so that was also applied. And instead of customer service just attend on the questions like the human, we have AI chatbots. We handled repetitive questions, and it was also freeing up human support. So the humans were kind of, they're not so free and available, but they can also breathe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So marketing efficiency was also improved in that case. Marketing efficiency was also improved in that case, and the business created and the scheduled content, but also three times faster with AI. Because right now we can repurpose, you can post faster, you can repurpose the content. There's so many things that you can do with AI. And with AI driven automation, this small business, medium SMB, this small medium sized business was able to scale operations, hiring more staff, but they were not firing staff, they were not hiring more staff. So that was saving a lot of time, cutting costs, and also boosting the revenue, which is the most important thing of any business.
Yeah, it just shows that with the right automation strategy, you can have a massive impact on a business.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, no, it's every day it's just getting more impressive.
Exactly.
So, how do businesses maintain the human touch when AI automates many repetitive tasks?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Aaron. And my thoughts here is there's a very common misconception that human touch has to be handled like 100% by humans. But in
Yeah,
reality, AI enhances the human touch. It doesn't replace it. And AI can automate routine tasks, allowing humans to focus on the higher value, personal interactions that truly matter.
don't stress.
One of the things that makes any business matter is to solve a problem. And that's the point of the human touch. And most of the people are having this misconception, what about the human touch if we're going to have AI? But if you're going to have a problem, you're going to go to a customer support, or any problem solver. You just want to solve that problem, right? You
Yeah.
just, you don't care if it's a human or an AI or a robot.
Yeah, you just want it to be done. You just want that problem sorted.
Exactly, exactly. And when customers interact with a business, whether it's an inquiry, a troubleshooting issue, all they care is about results first. The experience is second. For example, if a customer can't access their account, and the speed of resolving that issue is far more important than who resolves it. The faster the resolution, the more satisfactory the experience will be.
Yeah.
There are situations like repetitive tasks where AI handles them efficiently without needing human involvement. These tasks can be automated as well, saving time, increasing productivity, and of course, still delivering a personalized experience. What do you think about that, Aaron?
Everything you just said is such a great point. And it's also great to know that businesses are focusing on balancing them, trying like the whole human touch thing. It is important, but if the service is done really quickly, the customer is going to be satisfied.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the only point, right? You
Yeah.
you having a problem and someone resolves it, that's it. All done.
How do you balance automation without overcomplicating things or creating bottlenecks?
When you don't know and you don't have a clarity on where to focus, you will tend to overcomplicate things. And that is why I go back to my prioritization framework, that I will go back with. First is the revenue. Of course, the time consuming task, and as well as the customer retention. But if we go back to this question of how do we balance, the balancing act here is we always go with a high impact automation first. That's always a given for me. We focus on revenue generating areas. We keep automation scalable and flexible as well. So if you're building an automation, you have to make it also scalable and flexible, which is why Noka is here, right? Because you can definitely integrate a lot of apps with each other without the complications of the integration. When you keep the automation scalable and flexible, you are very adaptable to changes. So let's say, for example, you do have an automation in maybe posting content for your marketing materials. So maybe you make it simple at the beginning, and you can start small, and then you can see how you can scale it, but not overcomplicate it where if it's too much, then if there's a breakdown of the automation, then you will have a hard time to fix it, and that defeats the purpose of the automation.
Yeah, so like keeping things simple and effective is key here.
Yes. And another thing that I want to add is avoid creating automation bottlenecks. So, what I mean by this is you want to ensure AI improves on workflows, not overcomplicates them. So, let's say, for example, if you're measuring the time doing this task, and if you're going to use automation versus doing it manually, you have to also think twice. If automation takes a while and it's complicated and it costs a lot of money, then it doesn't make sense, right? So that's also something you want to put into your radar before you make decisions.
Yeah, keeping it simple so you don't make everything more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. And automation should make business easier, right? Not harder.
Yeah,
The right AI strategy creates simplicity, speed, and scalability. These are the three things. And sometimes people get distracted on, oh, this is so cool. I want to create this automation. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. So sometimes people get to fall into that trap.
yeah, they get a bit carried away. What's the role of an iPaaS in optimizing automation and simplifying workflows?
Well, for me, the huge role of iPaaS automation, optimizing automation and simplifying workflows is it's the connector. It's the connector to have a seamless flow from one software, an app, a solution to another. And it eliminates, data silos, inefficiencies. So when you have a data silo, it's like a separate thing from one another. So if you have, for example, sales and marketing, most of the time, most companies they do have it separately. But imagine if you have iPass, which is like Noka, you can integrate both any software and just have that seamless communication with sales and marketing. Can you imagine how powerful your business could be if you could just implement?
Like to have all of those tools in one platform, it's just going to make everything way more efficient.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, AI driven workflows can also streamline the operations.
Yeah,
So we have sales and marketing, we have customer support. They can work seamlessly. Like imagine like different departments, like they're talking to each other. How seamless would that be with the experience of not only internally but also externally? That's one of the things as well. And we can eliminate manual processes. And then of course once we do that, the result will be we can increase efficiency of any workflow that we have.
yeah. The overall, everything that we're talking about here now is just, it's a game changer. And the whole process is just seamless.
Yeah, it's seamless, and iPass for me isn't just about connecting tools. It's about creating a fully automated AI powered business engine.
It's a powerful, powerful software to have.
Yeah.
So, how can small and medium sized businesses leverage automation to stay competitive against larger enterprises?
Let's just go with three things. One of the things that I think is we can create an AI powered lead generation and sales automation. This will enable SMBs to automate prospecting, outreach, and lead nurturing to close deals faster. So before, let's say a sales cycle could take maybe 45 days, and now it could increase a lot shorter. It could be 30 days, it could be 15 days, it could be even 7 days. Who knows? It depends on how you build your system, how you build that journey for your customer. Another thing would be marketing automation. If you want to acquire customers, you can build AI powered ad targeting, email sequences. We do have content distribution as well that you can also apply. And also, there is AI driven customer support. So we have the sales, we have the marketing. We also have to pay attention of customer support and as well as retention. We can have AI chatbots implemented in their website. Maybe it could be a link, and then it could be a personalized engagement, improve customer lifetime value. So instead of looking at overnight success, like you just have one time customers, you can even let them come back because their experience is just so seamless. And I think that could be a very huge factor when you have Noka as well with
Yeah, yeah,
within the automation. Small, medium businesses that embrace AI now will dominate their market, while those who resist will definitely fall behind.
yeah, definitely. It's just it's great to hear that automation isn't just for big companies.
Exactly. Exactly. There's so many opportunities, whether you're a small business, a medium, and of course, definitely for enterprise. It's changing the playing field, the battlefield of the business.
Yeah, yeah. So like smaller businesses are able to compete through smart automation strategies. It's like it's a great opportunity for smaller businesses to get out there.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for businesses who are just starting to explore automation?
I would say three simple advice. One is you start with a high impact revenue generating automation. Second is you avoid AI tool overwhelm. Like this is one of the biggest thing right now that there's a new LLM, there's a new tool for this, there's a new tool for this. Just focus on one or two AI driven automation solutions for a start and choose scalable AI solutions that grows with your business. Because when you are implementing AI solutions, you're not just looking at short term. This is not like just try and then I don't want to use it. You want to try it, it makes sense, it helps your business, and you can also use it while your business grows with AI. And AI driven automation isn't just a tool, it's also a strategy. That could be an unfair advantage from your company, from your business.
Cool. So, Justin, thanks again for sharing your expertise. For those who want to connect with you or to learn more about Flowmax AI, where's the best place to find you?
Well, you can look us up at flowmaxai.com.
Awesome. So, I'm going to be leaving all of your links in the description below. So, if you guys do want to go check Flowmax AI out, you guys can do that. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the next one.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Perfect.